Time for another board game review, and this time we have the game Cranium 25th Anniversary Edition. This was sent to me by Funko Games, and they don't have the designer listed. Can you sound like a rainforest, perform glass blowing, sculpt a taco, or draw a motorcycle with your eyes closed? The outrageous game of sketching, acting, humming, sculpting, picture puzzling, and word unscrambling is back with brand new laugh out loud fun for everyone. Let me show you how to play. So in Cranium, you divide into two teams and you're trying to get your mover to move all the way around the track. On your turn, you roll your die. In this case, it's green. The other team will then draw a card and read the name of that activity out loud. In this case, it's sound stage. Now, your team can choose to spend a bonus coin. I'll go into these later, but these have like different little powers. And then the other team will pass you the card, start the timer, and then you will have to get your team to complete the activity before time runs out. If you successfully complete the activity, then you get to move to that space. In this case, green. Otherwise, you stay where you are. If you ever roll purple, you get to choose the color that you go for. So obviously this game revolves around the activities, which there are several, and I'll just kind of go through them. There's one called Cloodle. In Cloodle, you draw on your whiteboard to try to get your team to guess the answer on the card. There's Sculptorades, where you get to use this clay and actually use that to, so like, for example, like Sense a Sketch is another one. And here, you can see on the back, it'd be Katana. Sense a Sketch is a funny one in that one player moves the whiteboard underneath a marker that's held midair. So one person holds this, the other person is trying to draw by moving the board, which is pretty entertaining. I'm sorry, that was Seismograph. Sense a Sketch is a different one where you try to draw on the whiteboard without looking. So there's several different drawing activities. Those are all the blue ones. In the green activities, there's Folio. In Folio, you have to make sound effects. Humdinger, you hum or whistle to get them to guess a song. Sideshow is when you puppeteer. One person moves the other person's arms and legs like a puppet. And then Soundstage, you're trying to use gestures and sound effects, but they close their eyes. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Folio. I keep mixing these up. Folio is the one where they close their eyes and you use sound effects. This one is just pure gestures like classic charades. Then there's the red section. There's stuff like Odd Couple. In this case, category, cryptids. And you're trying to name what doesn't belong. In this case, two of them. So Chupacabra, Seattle Kraken, you know, so on and so forth. There's also Factoid, where you have to just answer a question. Minimax, where you put three things in the correct order. PictoQuest, which is a multiple choice question based off a picture. And Zuma, where you have to identify. So I'll just show you some of these. Like, for example, Factoid. Guanine, adenine, thymine, and cytosine are the building blocks of what organic chemical? Or Zuma. Here you're trying to figure out this puzzle here, what these are. Minimax, you have to sort the shortest to longest, the three different rivers. And then finally, the yellow activities include stuff like Zelpus, where you are trying to rearrange these into an anagram. Main theatrical cogs, the hint is directorial cue, 3 words, and you're trying to figure out what that unscrambles to. There's Glimmerick, where you read a limerick out loud and you're trying to figure out the rhyming word that works here. Jargonaut, where it's a definition and it's a multiple choice question of which is the correct answer for that definition. There's also Blank Out. Hint is Go-Go Juice. You're just trying to figure out what the words are, filling in the blanks. And then one of my favorites, Mind Meld, in which 2 players will secretly write down 3 words related to this topic. They're trying to get at least 1 word to match. And yeah, that's pretty much the run through of all the different types of games. If a game says all play, then both teams compete at the same time to try to get their team to guess it first. And then the different coins. So there are extra movement coins, where if you get the activity right, you get to move extra spaces. There's a +1 and a +2. There's also re-roll, if you just want to, you know, re-roll your die. And that's pretty much the game. Otherwise, you're just trying to do the activities, move around the board, and get to the end first, and that's the game. So I had never played Cranium before, so I don't know what games are like in the classic version versus this version. But I gotta say, considering this is a game that is marketed towards a younger audience, this was actually really fun. We were a group of grown-ass adults, and we played through it twice. It really does feel like kind of like a semi-educational Mario Party. I really like the variety of games in this box. I love team guessing games, so I love that the game offers so many versions of that, whether it's drawing, and they have so many different interesting variations on drawing, eyes closed, moving a paper in the air, or a pad in the air. There's the sculpting, the sound effects, the puppeteering, the charades, the whistling. It's all extremely fun. I wasn't so much into the idea of the all-play concept where you do it at the same time. I felt like it was a little too distracting, but you can easily just not do that. Obviously, since it's a game geared towards all ages, there are some activities that are just obviously very, very easy, especially Glimmerick, which just, the rhyming word that goes in this poem. But even the sort of trivia / vocabulary-based challenges were actually pretty challenging for adults. And I like that they scratch a different sort of itch for your brain than the charade style games. Mind Meld, where you have to write the 3 words and, match a word, was an absolute hoot because we were so terrible at it. It seems like it would be really easy to do it in theory, but wow, that was just really entertaining on its own. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed. I'd say like 95% of the games were hits, and considering there are so many activities included in this box, that's a pretty impressive feat. We legitimately had a great time playing this. So if you're looking for sort of like a trivia-ish charades, creative, mashup kind of team game that is very family friendly, this is a great choice. I really enjoyed playing this.